Okay, grade 9, I hope that you're doing well today. In today's session, we're going to continue speaking about the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet, but by Act 2. Before we begin Act 2, let's just have a quick glimpse about what we have finished in Act 1. In Act 1, we have already spoken about how at the beginning of the act, Romeo himself was like in agony, in pain, because of what has happened to him. That he had just broke up or lost his lover girl, Rosalind, and he was just stranded alone. And after the fight or the quarrel between both families, Bonnevolio found him, and they, by chance, by merely chance, they got invited into the Capulet family, and they went to the feast where he met this girl, whom he loved so much, even from the first sight. But before he leaves the party or the feast, he asked the girl's name. The girl has already departed, left, so he asked the nurse, and the nurse told him that she was what she is the daughter of the daughter of the lady of the house. And when Juliet herself asked the nurse about this man, she said that I do not know of him. So she sent him asking for his name, and she found out that he is Romeo, and he is the only son for Lord Montague, the great enemy of your father. And finally, they started to departure, knowing that both of them are from the rival families. So that was the last thing in Act 1. In Act 2, Salman, read please.
Yes, teacher, I can't see the screen.
You cannot see the screen. Let me stop
Yes.
sharing. Here again. Just a second. Let's admit Hazza. Stop sharing. Share again. Hello Hazza, how are you doing?
Yes, now I can
Yeah,
see the
sorry,
screen.
teacher. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Page 401, The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. Okay, start Salman.
I can see the summary only. Should I
Yeah.
read? Okay.
It,
In Act 2 of the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet, the young couple pursues their love. After the feast, Romeo sneaks away to look up the window of Juliet's room. They greets him from the balcony and talks to herself about her love, wishing that he could belong to some one other family so that they could be together. He appears and they speak together, playfully teasing each other and then vowing their love. The couples make preparations to meet up to be married. Friar Lawrence agrees to marry the couples in the hope that the marriage will end the strife between Capulet and Montague. At the end of the act, they marry.
nice. So, at the beginning of Act 2, we know that both of them now have knew about the other party true identity, but still, what can they do? Just imagine you're loving a girl or loving a man who's from your rival family, that each family wants to kill the other one. Consequently, what can they do right now? So she goes out in her balcony and starts to talk to herself, finding that Romeo has already joined her. And after doing that, what happened? She started to wish that, oh, shouldn't I or couldn't I belong to another family so that we could be together? After Romeo appears, he started to give her, and both of them actually gave their vowing. What is the meaning of a vow, boys?
It's like a
Salman,
declaration of
a
sorts.
declaration. Nice, bravo. What else? Hmm.
To
Like, for example,
declare, like,
A, the knight vowed his loyalty or his oath to the king. Like to vow something, to promise it, and it's like the highest promise. So I'm giving you my vows, like I'm giving you my life upon the thing that we agreed on. Here, both Romeo and Juliet vowed on their own love, meaning that now you have my heart and I have yours, and this would be eternal. Later, of course, the couple would make preparation to get married, and they have the help from a friar called Lawrence. What is the meaning of a friar?
This one I don't know, teacher.
No problem. I have already showed you a photo of him, and that's again the photo of any friar. So a friar is like a priest, a man of religion. And here comes the question: why would this man of religion try to make both of them get married? Why is that? Like, come on, he knows about the rival, about the
Yeah.
problem
Oh, I
with.
know. Because he wanted Capulet and Montague to reunite.
Nice, bravo. So we always say that the strongest bond is the bond of marriage, right? That's why in ancient history, when you have two families, for example, or two tribes, or even two kingdoms, wanted to unite, so the man of a family gets married to a woman of the other family, so that both of them could be united by marriage. So the Frere here, he thinks the same, saying that, oh, so right now both Capulet and Montague, they are rivals. But if Romeo gets married to Juliet, so this stupid strife between both families shall come to an end. And of course, at the end of the act, they both would marry. So far, so good.
Yes, yes, yes.
On
Yes.
page 401, the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet, Act 2. Abdullah, review and anticipate.
Act 1 reveals a bitter, long-standing feud between the Montagues and the Capulets. It also introduces the play's title characters, who meet at a party and immediately fall in love, only to discover they come from opposing sides of the feud. As you read Act 2, think about the choices Romeo and Juliet make, as both their love and the conflicts they face intensify.
So, in the first act, we have already spoken about the feud between the families. What is the meaning of a feud?
An argument or a conflict.
Nice, an argument or even a conflict between both. And right now we'll come to see. Before we continue reading here, we need to ask ourselves one question, one important one. So, when Romeo knew the fact that Juliet is from the Capulet family, and Juliet found out that Romeo was from the Montagues, so why didn't they just break? Why did they continue? Come on, you're from my rival family, so that's it. I
Teacher,
shall.
the love was just too strong.
But they have just seen each other. They haven't been loving each other for like 100 years. They have just seen their other in the feast, right? So of
It's
course we have.
Tisha, it's
Yes,
because Romeo just faced a heartbreak and Juliet is going to
nice,
be forced into a marriage. So
bravo,
therefore, they both want a way to get out of there by meeting each other.
an awesome point of view, Abdullah. Very, very awesome. Right now we can say that Romeo himself at this point he was love sickened, like he was, his heart was broken by his breaking out with Rosalind. And at the same time, Juliet was about to be forced to get married to Prince Paris, a man whom she has never seen and she even dislike. Consequently, once they have seen each other, they have seen the opportunity to fix and repair all the damage in their hearts. That's number one. And number two, also, remember when you were still a little bit young and your father or mother tells you, do not do that, your first action would be,
It's to do
Okay.
it.
not okay, you would do it. Right? So
Yeah.
don't go out. For example, it's raining, don't go out. I'll go out. Don't play here in this place. You may fall and hurt yourself. Okay, I will not, but still, you would do it. That's the nature of human being, right? Because everything that has already been taken or forced upon us not to take, we just try to take it. Like, for example, here we found Romeo and Juliet from two rivals families. They would just, in their mind, speaking, saying, why? Why can't I just marry this girl? I don't care about the family. I don't care about the feud. I don't care about anything. I only care about this girl whom I just met and loved. So anything else is like a sub sequence. It's not important. And consequently, Romeo and Juliet started to forsaking their love. And here we need also to take a closer look at the choices that both of them would make. On the prologue, here enter the chorus. Who is the chorus once again?
It's like an author.
Is like a priest.
Like an author, like a priest, no? A Ferrer is like a priest, but the
Oh,
chorus,
yes, yes, I forgot.
people, yeah, a group of people from 10 to 15. They come at the end, at the beginning of each act, and they introduce the settings for the audience. Don't forget, it's a play. It's a play, and at that time, plays were performed in the theater in front of the people. So we have the audience in front of us, and on the stage, you come a group of people and saying that now all desire doth in his deathbed lie, and young affections gaps to be his heir, that fair for which love groaned for and would die with tender Juliet matches is now not fair. Now Romeo's beloved and loves again, alike bewitched by the charm of looks, but to his spouse opposed he must complain, and she still loves the sweet beach from fearful hugs. Being held a foe, he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers used to swear. And she, as much in love her means much less to meet her new beloved anywhere. But passion lendeth them power. Time means to meet. Trembling extremities with extreme sweat. So, the chorus here introduced the setting of the whole act by saying what right now Romeo, after being heartbroken when he separates from Rosalind, now he finds another love. He becomes beloved and he himself loves again. And now both birds of love, Romeo and Juliet, need to find a place so that they can meet and they would start telling each other about their love, promising and spelling their vows, promises, as we have mentioned, and also see what they can do. In scene number one, near Cabolet or Kate or card here means like a castle. We have Romeo, Benvolio, and also Murashio. Romeo, Abdullah,
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out. Enter.
Benvolio. I'll be Benvolio since we have only both you and Salman plus myself. So Benvolio here says what? Romeo, my cousin Romeo, Romeo. So he starts calling out for Romeo to stop. Huh? Remember? Benvolio calls out for Romeo to stop. Mauricio, Salman,
Um, Mauricio, and on my life hath
his wife.
stolen him home to bed. I read again with he is wise.
Yes, he's wise as
Okay,
he's
yeah,
wise.
he is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way, yeah, and leapt this arcade wall. Call, good Mauricio, call.
Me, teacher.
Yes,
Okay. Nay, I'll conjure. To Romeo, humorous madam,
man,
madman, passion, lover, appears so in the likeness of sigh. Speak, but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry, but a me. Pronounce my Pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossip. Venice, one fair word, one nickname for her pure blind son and hair,
Air,
young and hair, young
air,
Abraham, hair,
air. No, the H is silent. Air. Air
oh
like
air,
gains the throne.
mm. Air, young Abraham, Cupid, he that shot so true. When King Cophetua
Yes.
loved the beggar maid, he heareth not, he stareth not, he moveth not, the ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the dimensions that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness so appear to us.
So here, after Romeo went into the castle, Benvolio started by calling out to him, trying to stop him. Romeo, my cousin, Romeo! And even he tells Morosio to what? Come on, he ran this way, leave out. Come on, call him, call out for him, good Morosio. Mauricio, on the other hand, he was so calm and said, Nay, I'll conjure to. Romeo humorous, madman, passion lover, meaning that the man now, he's in love, new love to him. So he's mad right now. I cannot, even if I conjure, to conjure like to summon, if I try to summon him, if I try to call upon to him, he will not even answer me. Because right now, he's like a lover dove. You know the dove, like the pigeon? So right now, the man is in love. He's just like a dove. I cannot do that. He's like young Abraham Cupid. Do you know Cupid in the ancient
Like the
story?
angel, like the small
Cupid,
angel looking thing.
or lover, resembled by a young boy, winged one, with a bow and an arrow to shoot loves to the lover one. So, and even he's like King Cofitu. This man, a king, and he just loved a bigger maid, meaning that two unequal sides, just like the same situation, Montague and Capulet. So don't just bother yourself, because if you try to summon him, he will not answer you. Then Benevolio would say, and if he heard thee, thou wilt anger him. So what if he hears of that? Would that anger him, make him angry? Ah, Mauricio?
This cannot anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress' circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand, till she had laid it and conjured it down. That were some spite. My invocations is fair and honest in his mistress' name. I conjure only but to raise up him.
Come, he had hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Lion is his love and best benefits the dark. So right now, Benevolio, he just agreed that he cannot do anything. And right now he's telling Mauricio that Romeo has already went into the trees and hid himself so that no one can see him because his love, of course, is blind, and the man cannot do anything for his love right now. Continue, Mauricio.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under a madlar tree and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit, as maids call medlar when they laugh alone. O Romeo, that she were, oh, that she were, and open it, etc. Though a popren pair, Romeo, good night. I'll to my truck bed. This field bed is too cold. It's too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
So Mauricio now, after he just convinced that Romeo will not join them, he started telling him that Mad is his love, of course. But for me, come on, I have my bed home. I will not sleep here in this forest beneath the trees because it's too cold for me. Come, Panavolio, let's go. And Panavolio says, go then, for it's in vain. In vain means in no significance, so we cannot change it. Go then, for it is in vain to seek him here. That means not to be found, so we will not find him. And the second scene in the cabinet or card, coming forward Romeo, and he starts now to speak to himself until he would found his lover, Mr. Abdullah.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound.
Enters Juliet at a window.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, art far more fair than she, be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vessel livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region a stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon that hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
So right now, Romeo was walking in the garden of the house Capulet, and he started to just wishing that this night would change, and he wished for the sun to come up, and in order to alter the moon. And of course, by the sun here, he means Juliet, and started just looking and roaming around until oh, here she is. And she found her leaning forward on her balcony in the window and putting her hand on her cheek, starting to describe her. And just at this moment, Juliet noticed him. I, me. And Romeo would say,
She speaks. Oh, oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white, upturned, wandering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy puffling clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Salman.
I read Juliet. Okay. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and
Then
refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
so once Romeo now comes to Juliet, and both of them met at the balcony. Here, Joliet said something that is very, 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 very important. She started by telling him what, oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, meaning that denounce the name of your father and refuse the name Montague. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love. And if you didn't do this, my love will start to eat your heart from inside out, because we cannot be together if you didn't. And if you did it, what will she do? I'll no longer be a Capulet. So simply now, Juliet just thinks of what? Okay, now the only problem between our love is that we are from rival families. So why don't we just denounce our own families? And by that, our problem is solved. Let's see now Romeo. What shall he say? Aside,
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
Continue. Tis but thy name, Salman.
Teacher, I was reading while I'm muted, sorry.
Ah, no problem. Hello, Qasib. How are you?
Tis but thy name that is my enemy, thou art thyself. Thou not a Montague, what's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belongings to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name, would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection, which he owes without that little Romeo. Do thy name, and for for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
So right now, still Juliet is talking to herself, saying that tis but thy name that is my enemy. So it's not you as a man having characteristic traits, a soul, a heart, loving person that is enemy to me. It's only thy name. Your name is only the problem. So thou art thyself, thou not. I'm gonna take you. So your characteristics, your trait, what you think, what you love, everything, even your affection, is not I'm gonna take you. What someone take you? There is no hand, nor foot, nor arm. Meaning that, come on, it's only just a name. Let's denounce that name. Like, for example, if we have a rose and we change the name of the rose, but still, it'll smell as sweet as it is. So, Romeo, please, Romeo, just denounce that name. Leave that name away, and for that, we could be together. Romeo here enters and says, what?
I take thee at thy word. Call me
Okay.
but love, and I'll
So,
be new baptized.
just
Henceforth, I never will be Romeo.
oh, right. So when Romeo heard that of Juliet, he just enters directly and say her, I take thee at thy word, meaning that I hold you to that promise. This is the vow. This is the beginning of the vow, boys. Write this in your book. So I take thee at thy word, meaning that I hold you to your word, to your promise. That, okay, right now, I'll denounce my own family, and you should do the same so that we can be together. Henceforth, I'll never be Romeo. I'll be someone just in love with you. Juliet would enter saying what?
I know not how to tell thee
No,
who I
Juliet,
am. Oh,
what?
by name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is
Haha,
hateful to myself.
Salman, Salman,
Yes?
you're Romeo, not Juliet, sorry.
Oh,
What man
yes.
thou?
What man art thou thus bescreened in night, so stumblest on my counsel? What does counsel mean?
The council like my balcony. What brought
Oh,
you
okay.
here to my castle
Balcony.
now at that time? Romeo answers by saying,
By
Ghasib,
a
do you have
name,
a mic?
yes?
Ghasib? Okay, continue, Abdullah. I think Ghasib doesn't have a mic.
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
The word here is the name itself, Romeo. So right now, when he enters and talks to her, he says, "What? By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am," meaning that I don't want to tell you my name because you, dear saint. What is the meaning of saint?
A person that is pure.
Yeah, a pure one. And in Christianity, a saint is like a person who would just leave all earthly things and just give his life to God. So telling her, my dear saint, my beloved one, it's hateful to myself that I will bring my name to you. Because had I it written, meaning that I did not write my name. I'm not the one who gave me the name. but only for you, my dear saint, I tear that word, meaning that I'll just remove the name. And Juliet replies saying what?
Yes, my ears have yet not drunk 100 words of the tongue's uttering, yet I know the sounds art thou, not Romeo, and am one take.
So she's telling him, I haven't heard all the words of love from you so much. It's just one word that you have mentioned. And yet, I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And I'm gonna take you. Meaning that I know that you would keep your promise to denounce your family so that both of us could be together. Romeo?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
Hmm. Juliet? Salman?
Yeah, sorry.
Hmm. How comest?
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore the orchard walls are high and hard to climb,
And the palace death.
and the palace death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen finds thee here.
So she's now advising him, telling him, come on, now you are in a very, very hard and bad position and situation because if any of my kingsmen would see you, he would just strike you directly to kill you because, again, you're from the Montague, our rival family. But Romeo cares not because, again, it's love. He says, what, Abdullah?
With love's light wings did I all perch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and for what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
So telling her that, come on, I know that it's a bad situation, but still, love light wings, meaning that using only love, light can has wings, because I have already climbed the walls of thy or of your castle, and your kingsmen right now will not be able to stop me because I have a very, very, very strong weapon. I have love. Juliet replies, "Hmm, if they to see
Yeah,
thee,
sorry, I was in the
he will
bathroom.
murder thee. So if my kingsmen would see you, they will kill you.
Okay.
Romeo,
Alack, there lies more pearl in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou, but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
enmity mean that right now nothing can threaten me right now except the pearl in thine eyes, the look, the light within your eyes. And your father's kingsmen are no threat to me because still I'm proof to all of their wings, their swords, their attacks, whatever they will bring to me. Only by looking at the pearl in your eyes, I can stop them. And Juliet says, what?
I would not, for the world they saw thee here.
Meaning that, come on, I'm just afraid that they might see you here. And if they did, they might kill you. Come on, please, let's hide. So, again, showing her affection that she's totally right now is becoming in love with him. Romeo has an idea.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes, and but thou love me, let me find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
So, simply, he has a plane that I have a night's cloak. What's a cloak?
Is a type of uh like an item that you wear. It's
Exactly.
something that covers you that you use usually in winter.
But a very tall one, long one that covers all the body. So he told her that I have the knight's cloak and I can cover myself so that they would not see me. And Juliet, by whose direction foundest thou out this place? He said again, by love the first did promote me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I'm not pilot, yet read thou as far as that vast shore was with the farthest sea. I should adventure for such merchandise. Meaning that he's like making an imaginary figure that right now he becomes a salesman, a trader, a merchant, and Juliet herself is in the other part of the shore. Like they are in Northern Africa, for example. He's in Northern Africa and she's in Southern Europe. And the shore, the sea itself, separate them. Consequently, he needs to cross the sea, even though it's very dangerous for him. And Juliet again would say, thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. And here we shall stop because the session is already over like 6 minutes ago. Highlight here at 85 boys, and we shall
Okay,
continue with Allah
teacher,
wills.
one
Yes?
question. The quiz is on Wednesday. That's the final
Yeah, world history
decision, right?
postponed until Wednesday.
But teacher, he said that we have a lot of Arabic quizzes. We only have two. We only have one actually. The Arabic
Salman,
language Arabic.
usually I put world history on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So consider that I put it on Wednesday.
Yes, it's good. I